So, guys, I was hearing what was it like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. This episode. I love Tarantino's movies. Of course, I a lot of people do. Honestly, he he has one. All of his movies are just bangers, right? They're just amazing, and honestly, I was a bit surprised. Not really that surprised because he Quentin's been on Joe, and Joe's friends with Tom, and pretty sure they've commingled, right? And they've developed a relationship. And I would assume Quentin, is I think he would like Tom's comedy, right? He would be a fan of his comedy. I really liked this episode. I'm always interested in hearing about Quentin and all these movies that you really don't really hear about, or you know, he finds them to be hidden gems, or just some the parts of there's the like he gives a little bit of a background details into movie making, or how a movie came to be, especially his movies, right? And he's such a fan of movies and watching movies, and I respect that because I am like that as well. I am a I love watching horror movies, especially his movies. I know he hasn't released a horror movie, but his thrillers and his style is, I think, is enjoyed by everybody, including myself. But in this episode, Quentin kind of makes fun of Tom for just talking about everything else except the book. I guess because Tom told him, "Yeah, like I only heard the audio or the audible, right? So he heard the book, he didn't read it." And Quinn tells him, "Hey, so where were you in the book?" He's like, "I don't know, maybe like the first 3 pages or something." So, so let's watch the clip of Quentin making fun of him.
That was it. Yeah, I know you got to run, but it's a real treat. Thank you for
my pleasure
for coming, and congrats on the book.
Oh, okay, you said you've been reading it for a little bit. All right, where are you up to now?
I don't know. You are talking about going to. You've started to go to the
opening chapter.
Yeah, but I didn't read it. I told you that.
I know. Boy, you were still listening to it.
I was listening to it. Yeah,
so you've listened to the open. Yeah. Half of the opening chapter.
I got it.
Where in the opening chapter did you arrive at? Did you? Okay. When you listened to it today for the first time, as you drove from your house to the studio today.
Not today.
When you pulled up today, where was it at?
I swear to God, not today. And I'll tell you where I am. You're at the movies.
Okay.
That's where you're at in this one. You're somewhere at the movies.
Well, that narrows it down.
Well, somewhere.
Oh, when I'm watching the Jim Brown movie?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, I think Tom should have just said, "Hey, man, honestly, I've only heard just like 5 minutes of it or 3 minutes of it," but he's trying to save himself from embarrassment. But let's hear what he actually says right in the beginning, because this kind of gives you a bit of understanding of what Tom said. So let's hear that in the beginning of what he actually listened to.
His ass print is
right
like
there.
Molding.
Yeah.
His ass might be a little bigger than mine.
I think it's much bigger than yours. Also want to point out you have a new book out, Cinema Speculation.
Right on.
I told you I've begun the audiobook. I think I might switch.
Exactly. Your stock went way down when you said that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Probably wasn't the really best way to say hello.
Sorry. I just wanted to let you know that I was actually consuming the material.
I appreciate it.
You like movies so much, you make me feel like I maybe don't like movies. Because I always thought I liked movies. Then I hear you talk and I'm like, what the fuck, man? But you were exposed to this book is like a dive into your how I grew up. Because everybody, I think, fans of you, of movies in general, kind of knew the story of Quentin worked at a video store.
Yeah.
And he really likes movies. And then
So from there, he just kind of gives a little sprinkle, right? Like kind of obvious things that would probably be in the book. But I think honestly, Tom should just said, straight up, be honest with him and said, I haven't really gone into the book, but let me hear about it. Let me hear your side of the, you know, let me hear about it from you, the book. Give me an important something important from the book or something from the book, right? Just to be a little bit more honest. But Tom did a really good job though in not talking about the book because most of what he was talking about was trivial stuff about Quentin's uh, directing and story writing and casting, etc., etc. But honestly, like Quentin's kind of a weird dude. Like he has little weird mannerisms. I think like when he laughs, it's just kind of like a little kind of creepy, but kind of I don't know. He's kind of like exaggerated laughing. But that's just my take on it. But I still like the guy directing. A lot of directors are weird, like Stanley Kubrick, but those guys make the best movies, right? Gotta be weird to make a good movie, apparently. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Let me know. Let me express your feelings about Quentin. Any other director? Your favorite director might not be Quentin Tarantino. It could be somebody else. Maybe a new director, right? Later, guys. Woo.